Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. Alright. First and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerity taught us this truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves in these laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. Alright. Shalawam, Shalawam. It's your brother Yaramya Kazak, back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Alright, and hey, we're gonna flow through the spirit, and I'll take any type of questions that brothers or sisters may have. And we're gonna get into it. Let me first share out the live. One second. Zang! Hey, y'all stay outside. Where AJ? Stop. Alright. We gotta get our vitamin D. You know what I'm saying?
What are you doing?
I'm doing a live.
Oh.
What are you doing? That boy funny. Alright, man, so let's get into it. Okay, and matter of fact, while we on that topic, okay, let's get exercise, right? So this is 1 Timothy 4:8. For bodily exercise, right here, for bodily exercise, and why is it coming up like that? What the? I don't even understand that. Okay, maybe it's the light, the way the light's hitting my phone. All right, for bodily exercise profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. So, bodily exercise profiteth little, but it does profit. So you should be walking. You should be exercising at least 3 times a week, man. Move your body. If you don't move it, you're going to lose it. Understanding that, being a sluggard and being lazy, right, it's not profitable to you. This is Proverbs 6:6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. Right? So you gotta move, man. This is going down to verse 9, and this is verse 7. Which having no God, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? So, as the ant is always constantly moving and doing things, we need to constantly be in the spirit. We need to constantly be working, doing things. This is why we work 6 days a week and rest on the Shabbat, which is according to the moon cycles, right? So we have to constantly be working and exercising and working out, and more so godly exercise, right? So working in the spirit. Once again, 1 Timothy 4:8, for bodily exercise profiteth little, but it does profit. But godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. So the more you work out in the spirit, the more you read the word, the more you get that understanding. Okay? So that's where you need to truly put 100% in. Let's get Romans 10:17. So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of power. Right? So your faith is built every time you hear a lesson, every time you do a lesson, every time you're around the brothers, you know. All right. Hey, yeah, kind of. We almost finished out. You know, we finished the walkway, most definitely. And according to the lesson, you know, this was exercise. This was a lot of exercise. It took us about 2 weeks to do this. Got all the materials, you know, and it wasn't too expensive because you can get these mulch. You can get 5 of these right now for $10. So it's really what, $2 a bag. You know what I'm saying? And then the rocks, you know, this was not a major, it wasn't an expensive project, but the exercise that I had to do, right? And I did this all off of thought. I did this all off of imagination. I ain't pay nobody. If I would have paid somebody for this, bruh, it would have been like $6K, something like that. Because you know how Esau about to charge, all right? Or even Issachar about to charge. You know, but hey, the water. So, verse 18, but I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth and their words unto the ends of the world. Right? And let's go get that. Because Yahawashi said it. He said it best. Right? This is Matthew 11:17. And saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. We told you this truth. We gave you the truth. We piped unto you. That means that we sung the new song to you. What's the new song? It's this doctrine, this understanding. New bodies, new covenant. We're telling you what's to come. But are you dancing to it? Most likely not. All right? We mourning to you because we're telling you the woes and Jacob's trouble and things that's coming. But are you mourning to it? Most likely not. Because most of our people are in a spirit of what? Of myrrh. Right? So you're in a situation of where you believe that it's all good. Ecclesiastes 7:4. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of myrrh. So it's more wisdom in the house of someone that have felt things and went through it, because those lessons made that individual a better person. All right, those trials and those tribulations, versus someone that's been rich their whole life that never went through anything. So you see the confliction of being spoon-fed, right? Being spoon-fed versus getting it out the mud, really starting from the bottom. And this shows, you may say it doesn't matter, you know, whatever. No, it shows. Look at the Kendrick Drake beef, okay? The man ran and started suing the company and things of that nature because he didn't truly start from that life. He came up on more so of a silver spoon-ish, right? When Kendrick, he came from the gutter, you know, and not praising the men or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, one did truly start from the bottom and one started from not so much of the bottom. So the foundation is different. The way that they handle situations is different. Because one was in the house of myrrh and one was in the house of mourning, right? So their upbringing is going to be different. Now, both of those men have fell to Baal. Both of those men have fell to Lucifer, the elites, you know, doing whatever for a check. That's a whole nother type of situation, right? Matter of fact, what's that scripture, man, that comes to mind? Sin lieth in wait. That's Genesis. Let's go back to Genesis. Genesis, the 4th chapter. Okay, what Yahawashi was telling, what the prophets was telling Cain. And this is Genesis 4:6. And Yahawah said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? And this would actually be the prophets. If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. So whatever type of man you are, if you do wickedness, sin lieth at the door. It's there to eat you up. It's there to intrigue you, to bring you down low, right? Sin is right there, and it wants to take you out, okay? Khan, yeah, as the brother said, Drake's mom is Ish. He didn't start from the bottom. Khan, he considers himself to be Ish as well. He keeps their practices, their wicked practices. He reads out the Talmud. He doesn't believe in Yahawashi, because the Ish people do not believe in Yahawashi. Okay? You have to understand what their practices are. For anybody that's saying that those people are the children of God, you need to look into the origins of those people and when they started taking over the land. And then you would come back and you would sing a different song. Right? So once again, I want to go back to that piped. We piped and you did not dance. Matthew 11:17. And saying, we have piped unto you and you have not danced. We have mourned unto you and ye have not lamented. Because most of our people are in a spirit of myrrh. You can't understand that this place is about to be destroyed with nuclear warfare. This place is about to be overrun with wickedness. This place is about to be purged. Okay? Khan, as the brother put, one definition of trial goes into temptation of sin. Most definitely. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, right? What is that? The second chapter would let you know that we have to go through many trials and temptations. Right? Let's go get it. Because this is truly what comes with the truth. Ecclesiasticus 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, prepare thy soul for temptation. So prepare your soul. Prepare your heart, your mind. Right? We, as the scriptures say, every man, their loins, they shall gird your loins up. But every man shall be looking at his... Let's go that. Jeremiah 30 and what, 6? Jeremiah 30:6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins. Loins meaning your mind. The scriptures tell us to gird our loins. Meaning to gather yourself, to gather your heart, your mind, your soul. Prepare your soul for temptation. Right? As a woman in travail and all faces turn into paleness. Shock. No understanding. This can't be happening to me. That's what these wicked 2/3 and these heathens are going to be saying. Right? Seeing your 401k just go away like that in a day, in a matter of hours. Seeing all your stocks crash in a matter of hours. Right? Now, when Trump put a 90-day pause on the tariffs, that brought the stock market back up and it surged. Okay? But you see how the elites is just playing with you. They're using their puppet to play with the market to incite fear. To let you know, hey, we got the power. And the power of what? Those people that serve that power. We don't serve that power. You can never manipulate Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay? So you don't have the power over us. You have the power over those that worship Mammon. Hebrews 12:6 from the brother Nakaf. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Let's get that. Scourgeth, if. Right?
Strong's G 3146. Mastigao. Thayer's Lexicon. Related entry. Mastizo.
Mastizo. To scourge. Right? And that basically means chastisement. Okay, let's get the Google definition of it. Scourge. A whip used as an instrument of punishment. Right? A person or thing that causes great trouble or suffering. Whip as a punishment. Cause great suffering too. Okay? So this is what you will encounter dealing with Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay? That whip used as an instrument of punishment. So chastisement. Right? Chastisement, man. So accept that. Understand that. It's not going to be straight peace. It's not going to be flowers and cupcakes and fairy tales. 2 Peter 3:1 coming from the brother Doorman. This is 2 Peter 3 and Salakia 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manners of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness. And that's what we having right now. A holy conversation. A set apart conversation. Kadash. This is not for everybody. And the spirit is set up that if it's not for you, you come in here, it doesn't resonate with you, you swipe up. Because it's not resonant, you're not understanding. You're not going to understand the name. You're not going to understand the doctrine. You're just like, whatever. Now, if you want to scoff and mock, then what happens? You get escorted up out of here because this is a holy conversation. This is not for everybody. Every time I come up here, man, I say I'm for Israelites, man. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Or if your bloodline goes back to Jacob. And people call us RACIST. When that's not the case, right? And I mean, really, it is the case. But it's not a skin tone thing, how you look at it. No, it's a bloodline thing. It's a spiritual thing. All right? Let's go to Romans 9 and 4. And starting at 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of power, and the promises. So this is who it applies to, right? This is who the scriptures apply to. The salvation part of it, right? So you can't take the scriptures and twist it around and manipulate it around. Now I want to go into the stock market a little bit. All right, let's just get a random article. This is Market Watch. This is Stock Market News, April 10th, 2025. Dow ends over 1,000 points lower. S&P 500 and NASDAQ give back chunk of Wednesday rally. Dollar slides. U.S. stocks plunged on Thursday after the previous day enormous rally. So when Trump said that he was going to pause the tariffs, right? What happened to it? It surged. It went up, as we said. But then it went back down. Okay? The market is just being manipulated and messed with. Now it's due. It's overdue for a crash. It's pretty much overdue for a crash. Now, me, myself, I used to mess with the market heavy back in 2021. You know, in 2020. Like I was making like $1,000 a day off of it. Right? Until I lost a big chunk of it. And I finally came into this truth. But I know that feeling of how the market, when you lose a lot of money in it, okay, it feels like, you know, it feels like your whole life is gone. So that's how these people feel when their 401ks and everything that they have pushed into the stock market. Stop! All right. Wait 1 second, man. I gotta tell you, I'm doing a lesson. Dang. Okay. Shipping industry faces disruption as Trump's tariffs war continues. So you have a war. I caught this morning that China was they was doing a press conference on this war, and they're calling it a trade war. So before you have a physical war, you have a trade war, because what is things fought over anyway? Economic, it's fought over goods. Stuff is being fought over goods. Who sent me that? I can't remember the brother, but one of you brothers sent me that Black Ops. It was a payam. Shalawam to that brother, man. He sent me that the Black Ops game, Black Ops 2, predicted this. It said in 2025, China and the U.S. would fight basically over goods. And that's really what's taking place. Reading a little bit of this article is the Trump administration aggressive tariff agenda is impacting the shipping industry, says experts. The rapid escalation of tariffs may be reshaping global trade flows and are prompting U.S. importers to reevaluate sourcing strategies According to Jackson Wood, Director of Industry Strategy and Global Trade Intelligence at Logistics Technology Company, et cetera, et cetera. So what has this triggered? Japan, South Korea, and China joining together for what? A trio. They call it the Power Trio. My elder was talking about this last night, man. Okay? China, Japan, and South Korea will jointly respond to U.S. tariffs, Chinese state media says. So they came together to combat the tariffs that's placed on them, right? So that's Moab and Ammon coming together, okay? So, you know, that's pretty much all I wanted to bring out, because all of these woes have to come. Matter of fact, let's go to Revelations, the 18th chapter. All right, and verse 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. This is why, as Trump said, you know, people making calls, trying to come to us because they don't want us to do the tariffs, et cetera, et cetera. And he put a pause to the tariffs because the earth is reaping from the benefits of Babylon. How foolish and ignorant Babylonians are. How gluttonous. Because a simple American is very gluttonous. They buy anything. The TikTok shop, man, if y'all brothers know, the TikTok shop is booming, right? People was making thousands off the TikTok shop. I saw this chick on here said she made $30K in 1 month off the TikTok shop. She made $10K in a week. She made $30K in 1 month off the TikTok shop. Because this is the whore. This is Babylon. The merchants love her. Okay? Let's go down. Verse 15. Revelations 18 and 15. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. Right? So what was sold here? You could go into this chapter and read all the things that were sold here. But it also tells you that souls of men were sold here. Right? Slavery, sex trafficking, child trafficking. All this type of stuff is sold in Babylon. You can purchase any of that. Right? This is verse 13. And cinnamon and hors d'oeuvres and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. You can purchase whatever you want to in Babylon. If you need it, they have it. All right? And don't think that this is the only place that sex trafficking goes into. You know, it's major sex trafficking in the so-called Middle East. You know, that hey, it's always going to be servants on this planet. Keep that in mind. Israelites have to get back into a realistic sense. Stop talking about everybody can be saved or whatever. No, you will have slaves in the kingdom, man. You will have servants in the kingdom. Okay? Decadent, characterized by or appealing to self-indulgence. Con. Alright. So verse, let's get a little bit more. Verse 18. And cried when they saw the smoke of the burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And that burning is talking about when the ICBM missiles hit this place, Babylon. Right? So everybody is going to cry because everybody is going to see the burning of her. The revolution or the revelation, the book of Revelations, will be televised, man. Okay? It will be televised. Verse 19, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, at last, that great city wherein was made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Now, how long does it take the nukes to get over here? About that time, even quicker. You got Russian nukes because Russia is right off the coast of Alaska, right? Time even quicker. You got Russian nukes because Russia is right off the coast of Alaska, right? Hey, Salakia. Hey, Salakia. All right. Man, my phone overheated, man. It's a little hot outside. All right, Salakia, we get right back into it and wrap up. Okay. Verse 20. Rejoice over her. Well, matter of fact, read 19 again. And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, at last, that great city, which is America, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for power have avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. As the scriptures say, we shall take the kingdom, right? So it's not going to be a peaceful transition. It's going to be with violence. It's going to be with war. It's going to be with unaliving, okay? And matter of fact, let's get Revelations 15:2, because it's telling the prophets, right, the angels, to rejoice. Revelations 15:2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of power. All right? So that's talking about having the harps of power. They're singing that song. They got the understanding. They got the instruments. They got the right abilities. Verse 22. We might as well finish it up. And the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. It ain't going to be no more preaching on the corners, man. Okay? We are the trumpeters. We are sounding the alarm. We are the trumpets. Okay? And we be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman or whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. No more factories, none of that. Babylon is going to melt, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. Right? So this is letting you know, hey, some brothers will be martyred, etc., etc. She deceived all nations. So her influence branched out and deceived all nations. All right? So Babylon has been a curse to the world. And these Edomites, that was her mother, who is sore confounded. Right? Such as the EU, the beast, man. Those 10 horns, those 10 kings. This is Jeremiah 50:12. This will be the last scripture. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. All right? And that's talking about Great Britain. She shall be sore confounded. She shall hate the whore. These nations, these wicked nations shall hate the whore. So it's like America, Babylon is the most wicked out of the wicked. These Edomites are the most prideful ones. They're the proudest Edomites of all Edomites. They're the most prideful. They're the most proud. All right? So this place is it. This is the origin. Right? So, hey, with that being said, man, we're going to wrap it up. Facing the east towards Jerusalem, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children. As always, Yasharahla and Abba to this wicked kingdom. Hey, Salakia, the phone overheated. You know, shoot, I'm trying to do more lives outside, but I gotta find a spot with some shade. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, with that being said, as always, a Bible ball to this wicked kingdom. May this bitch fall soon. Shalawam. Shalawam.